Good day and welcome to NoorNews. Today, we examine the truth behind viral images targeting Indian political figures and track the latest international outcry regarding the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Let's begin our coverage with a look at the facts behind a widely circulated photograph of Mallikarjun Kharge. A viral photograph circulating on social media, which purportedly shows Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge carrying a suitcase for former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, has been debunked as false. According to a fact-check report by Boom Live, the individual seen in the image alongside Rajiv Gandhi and a young Rahul Gandhi is not Mallikarjun Kharge. Instead, the man in the photograph has been identified as Siddharth Reddy, who was known to be one of Rajiv Gandhi's close personal friends during that period. The image has been widely shared across various platforms to suggest a subservient role for the current Congress leader, but these claims are entirely inaccurate. Boom Live's investigation confirms that the visual evidence does not support the narrative being pushed by social media users. The photograph, which dates back several decades, captures a private moment between the former Prime Minister and his associate, rather than a political interaction involving Kharge. With a truth score of 95 out of 100, this claim is officially classified as misinformation. Viewers are encouraged to verify the authenticity of historical images before sharing them, as digital manipulation and misidentification of public figures remain common tactics in online discourse. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has officially condemned the bombing that occurred near an educational center in the Afghan capital, Kabul. According to CUNA, the attack resulted in dozens of injuries, prompting an immediate response from the Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In a statement released on Friday, the ministry reiterated the kingdom's absolute rejection of all forms of violence, extremism, and terrorism, emphasizing its firm stance against acts that threaten civilian safety. The Saudi government expressed its full solidarity with the Afghan people and the government during this difficult time. Furthermore, the ministry extended its formal wishes for a swift and full recovery to those injured in the blast. The statement concluded by reaffirming Saudi Arabia's commitment to supporting efforts aimed at achieving lasting security, peace, and stability across Afghanistan. The official report, carried by the Saudi press agency, underscores the kingdom's ongoing diplomatic focus on regional stability and its condemnation of attacks targeting educational institutions. Authorities continue to monitor the situation as the international community reacts to the incident. No specific group has been named in the initial reports, but the condemnation highlights the broader regional concern regarding the security environment in Kabul following this latest act of violence. Omani Foreign Minister Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi and his Iranian counterpart, Abbas Araki, held a telephone conversation today to address the latest developments concerning maritime navigation in the Strait of Hurmuz. According to the Qatar news agency, the discussion focused on ensuring the stability and security of this critical international waterway, which serves as a vital artery for global energy supplies. The Strait of Hurmuz remains a focal point of regional diplomacy, given its strategic importance to international trade and the movement of oil and gas shipments. During the call, the two ministers exchanged views on the current situation and emphasized the necessity of maintaining open lines of communication to prevent potential disruptions to maritime traffic. Both officials underscored the importance of regional cooperation in safeguarding the passage, reflecting ongoing efforts by Muscat and Tehran to manage regional tensions through diplomatic channels. While specific details regarding the measures discussed were not fully disclosed, the dialogue highlights the persistent focus both nations place on the security of the Persian Gulf. The conversation follows a series of regional diplomatic engagements aimed at fostering stability in the maritime corridors surrounding the Arabian Peninsula, as both countries continue to monitor the evolving security landscape in the area. Israel has officially re-established a closed settlement in the occupied West Bank, a move that has sparked immediate international condemnation and heightened regional tensions. According to reports from the BBC and Al Jazeera, 30 families, described as pioneers, have moved into the area, marking a significant shift in the status of the site. This development follows a surge in nationalist sentiment actively encouraged by the current Israeli government, which has prioritized the expansion of such outposts despite widespread diplomatic opposition. The arrival of these settlers has created a volatile atmosphere for nearby Palestinian communities. Residents in the vicinity have expressed growing fear and uncertainty, citing the potential for increased friction and the long-term impact on their ability to access local lands. While the Israeli government maintains that these actions are within its legal framework, international bodies continue to label the expansion of settlements as a violation of international law and a major obstacle to a viable two-state solution. As the situation on the ground evolves, observers are closely monitoring whether this move will trigger further diplomatic sanctions or escalate existing security concerns across the West Bank. The international community remains divided on how to address the rapid change in the status quo. The governments of the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia have issued a joint condemnation of Israel, following its refusal to launch a formal criminal investigation into the deaths of 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers in Gaza. According to the BBC, the three nations expressed profound concern over the lack of accountability regarding the 2024 strike, which targeted a convoy of humanitarian personnel. The aid workers, who were operating in a deconflicted zone, were killed when their vehicles were hit by multiple Israeli strikes. While the Israeli military previously characterized the incident as a grave mistake resulting from misidentification, the international community has increasingly called for an independent, transparent criminal inquiry to determine culpability. The joint statement from London, Ottawa, and Canberra emphasizes that the current internal review processes conducted by the Israeli Defense Forces are insufficient to address the gravity of the incident. The three countries maintain that a full criminal investigation is essential to ensure justice for the victims and to uphold the safety of humanitarian staff working in conflict zones. This diplomatic pressure marks a significant escalation in the international response to the incident, as global calls for accountability regarding the protection of aid workers in Gaza continue to intensify. Saudi Arabia has issued a formal condemnation following a bombing near an educational center in the Afghan capital, Kabul, which resulted in dozens of injuries. According to the Saudi Gazette, the kingdom's Ministry of Foreign Affairs released a statement today expressing strong disapproval of the attack. In its official response, the ministry reiterated Saudi Arabia's complete rejection of all forms of violence, extremism, and terrorism, regardless of the motive or location. The statement further emphasized the kingdom's solidarity with the people of Afghanistan during this difficult period. Saudi officials extended their well wishes for a speedy recovery to those wounded in the blast and expressed a broader hope for the restoration of security, peace, and long-term stability across the country. While the incident has drawn international concern regarding the safety of educational facilities in the region, the Saudi government remains firm in its stance against such acts of aggression. The ministry's communication serves as a reaffirmation of Riyadh's commitment to regional stability and its support for humanitarian efforts in conflict-affected areas. Authorities continue to monitor the situation as local officials in Kabul conduct their ongoing investigation into the circumstances surrounding the explosion and the security lapses that allowed the attack to occur. A viral social media post attempting to link Congress leader Sonia Gandhi to a 1967 photograph of go-go dancers has been debunked as false. The image, which circulated widely on the platform X last week, features a group of women dancing on a table in a black and white setting. The post was shared by an account identified as Sonali, who describes herself as a BJP leader and is followed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. According to Alt News, the claim that the woman in the photograph is Sonia Gandhi is entirely baseless. Fact-checkers traced the original image to a 1967 archival photograph of go-go dancers performing at a club in Australia, which has no connection to the Indian politician. The viral post relied on a blurred version of the vintage image to mislead viewers regarding Gandhi's past. This incident highlights the ongoing challenge of digital misinformation, where historical photographs are frequently repurposed and misattributed to public figures to influence political discourse. Alt News confirmed that the visual evidence provided in the post is unrelated to the subject, effectively refuting the narrative presented by the user. The post has since been identified as a clear case of digital fabrication intended to discredit a political opponent through historical misrepresentation. Thank you for joining us for this verified bulletin on today's most pressing global headlines. We remain committed to accuracy in every report. NoorNews, verified before published.